I'm here to ask you if you want to phronate to my champagne. I mean, not phronate to my champagne. Donate. We got a lot of work to do, man. I'm announcing my official campaign for president of the United States right now, brother. But listen, I'm never going to get elected because of all the crimes I committed, dude. I commit crimes all the time. So instead, let me tell you all about my top favorite cards for Modern Horizons 3 for Commander. Now remember, this is my favorite list, all right? Not Sammy Soup Balls or Dave Kringulis's favorite cards. That's a different channel, dude. This is Better Commander. So like, subscribe, send me your social security number, and donate to my campaign, man. I have a Patreon too if you want to get on there. So these are my favorite cards, and these are in no particular order, okay? First up, we got the Flare of Fortitude. 2 white for an instant. You may sacrifice a non-token white creature rather than pay the spell's mana cost. Until end of turn, your life total can't change, and permanents you control gain hexproof and indestructible. Yep, I'm singling this free spell out because I'm going to want to protect my board. And if I cast a board wipe, which I'm liable to do in white, I can glean tremendous value off of that for the cost of 1 creature. 1 creature that was going to die anyways, man. It's an instant. You can do it in response to an opponent's board wipe or in response to some targeted removal. I think this is going to be a staple, man, precisely because you don't need to hold up any mana. Fantastic card. And check out this art, man. This rips, dude. Set your brain on fire down at the Falcon Car Wash. How about a Brain Surge, dude? Can I get a Brain Surge? This would be a good name for an energy drink, but it's also 2 and a blue for an instant. Draw 4 cards, then put 2 cards from your hand on top of your library in any order. Come on, dude. Redundant Brainstorm effects. Not as good as Brainstorm, though. Come on. I'm constantly looking for top deck manipulation, and this is that. The art is a little abstract. I don't know what's going on there. Accursed Marauder. Look at this guy. 1 and a black creature, zombie warrior. It's a 2/1. When it enters the battlefield, each player sacrifices a non-token creature. The Accursed are ever drawn to the Heckma. So am I, dude. I'm drawn to the Heckma all the time. A lot of times when I cast Fleshbag Marauder, I'm sacrificing Fleshbag Marauder. Or there are creatures I want to be in the graveyard. You know, Gravecrawler or something like that. This is kind of a tuned up version. Great creature types, dude. Redundant effect with the mana shaved off. Yet the other people have to sacrifice a non-token. You can just sacrifice this little idiot right here. This card, mark my words, mark them well, scribe of the ancient realm. This card's a banger. The Monstrous Vortex, dude. Now the art on this thing is a literal vortex of monsters. You know, they got literal with it. I like it. 3 and a green enchantment. Whenever you cast a creature spell with power 5 or greater, discover X, where X is that spell's mana value. Discover is a fantastic ability, and this is insane value in the right decks, of course. Once you get this out there, your opponents have to remove it, or you're gonna remove their face, dude. Now this one might have flown under the radar a little bit, but the Metastic Evangel, 1 and a white for a creature, Phyrexian Human Cleric. It's a 3/1. Whenever another non-token creature enters the battlefield under your control, proliferate, dude. He's not a sleeper agent, he's a liberator. It's you who are asleep. Whoa, hit him with the Alex Jones, brother. Wake up to the lizard people. This has to have some kind of combo with any of these looping creatures that give poison counters, Ichor Rats, you know, stuff like that. If you can loop creatures in and out of the battlefield, and you get 1 poison counter on somebody, this is nuts. This card's fantastic. Harbinger of the Seas, 1 blue for a creature, Merfolk Wizard. It's a 2/2. Non-basic lands are islands. The rising moon calls mercilessly to the waves, commanding the sea to rise high enough to devour mountains, brother. Compare this to Magus of the Moon. It's even got a moon reference right in there, man. It's the damn Yaya Sisterhood in here, boy. In a mono blue deck or a Merfolk's deck with those creatures that grant Island Walk, this card absolutely rips. It's also just a nice stacks piece, man. Screw up your opponents, brother. Ripples of Undeath, 1 and a black for an enchantment. At the beginning of your pre-combat main phase, mill 3 cards. Then you may pay 1 and 3 life. If you do, put a card from among those into your hand. I thought this said Nipples of Undeath, man. I was about to buy stock in Hasbro. Anyways, this is more powerful than it looks. The ability to self-mill is good enough, but if you accidentally mill some nice piece, that's what she said, pop it back into your hand, brother. Alright, come on, man. This guy's the best mono green mana dork I've ever seen. The Fanatic of Ronus. 1 of the green creature, Snake Druid. It's a 1/4. Has tap, add green. Ferocious, tap, add 4 green, man. Activate only if you control a creature with power 4 or greater, has eternalized for 2 green. This card is nuts, man. I'm over here counting on my fingers. This is crazy in mono green, dude. 4 mana, or even 2 color decks, it's fine too. 4 mana is a lot, especially if you're packing bigger creatures. I use Elysian Caryatid all the time, and that's just 2 mana. Now granted, this doesn't fix for you, it only gives you green, but that's alright, brother. Guide of Souls. Now mostly I'm staying away from the energy stuff, you know, but I kind of like this guy. For 1 white mana, creature, human cleric, it's a 1/2. Whenever another creature enters the battlefield under your control, you gain 1 life and get 1 energy. Whenever you attack, you may pay 3 energy. When you do, you put 2 +1/+1 counters and a flying counter on target attacking creature. It becomes an angel in addition to its other types. So this is kind of the same thing, man. If you're looping a creature in and out of the battlefield, you can create infinite energy. Now the second ability only triggers once off of attack, so this isn't the payoff as well. But if there's something else in your deck that requires lots of energy, you're in the money, dude. This guy's fantastic in those types of decks. Now, although I'm not the biggest fan of these MDFCs, I did want to acknowledge this one because I think it's a good card, man. Sink into Stupor, 1 blue for an instant. Return target spell or non-land permanent an opponent controls to its owner's hand. And on the backside, you have this Soporific Springs. Enters the battlefield, you may pay 3 life. If you don't, it enters tap. Has tap add blue. Bro, look at damn Reptile from MK1 sinking into a Stupor of his own design, brother. I'm not a huge fan of MDFCs. I don't want to pull cards out of their sleeves, you know, it takes too damn long, dude. But the utility here cannot be ignored. This is a decent card without the land stapled to the back, and with the land, it makes it a really good card. Winter Moon, come on, dude. 2 generic mana artifact. Players can untap more than 1 non-basic land during their untap steps. Just run this in monocolored decks, dude. That's it, man. If you're just running islands, what do you care? That's it. It's gonna screw up commander players so badly, dude. Everybody gets so greedy with their mana bases. It's one of the things that drives me nuts about commander, how expensive all this stuff gets. You got basics, dude. Just run the basics. They're gonna send you to The Hague to stand trial for war crimes. Shifting Woodland. I did a whole video on this card, man. It's a land, enters the battlefield tapped unless you control a forest. Has tap add green, delirium 2 green. Shifting Woodland becomes a copy of target permanent card in your graveyard until end of turn. Activate only if there are 4 or more card types among cards in your graveyard. I did a whole video on this, man. This is a banger in the right decks. The strength of this is the whole target permanent, which means it's broader than almost any reanimation spell, getting back key combo pieces, artifacts or enchantments. This thing is nuts. And last but certainly not least, actually the most, is Warren Soul Trader. 2 and a black for a creature, zombie, goblin, wizard. Pay 1 life, sacrifice another creature, create a treasure token, dude. The living take their souls for granted. The dead know what they're worth. This guy's nuts. Look at Phyrexian Altar, man. This is that, except it's better. Just kidding, dude. It's not better, but better in some ways. First, it's a zombie. You can recur it very easily. Second, it makes treasures. So those cards that care about treasures and tokens would rather have this. The drawback is that it costs 1 life. You can only do this about 40 times, which is hopefully enough to drain the table if you're doing Gravecrawler loops or something, man. I need this guy. I need him in my life. Best card in the set, as proclaimed by me. So that's it, brother. Those are my picks. Those are the cards I'm going to be watching here, man. Lots of bangers for your commander decks. Lots of other great cards in this set too, man. The set is pretty stacked, I have to say. I'm hoping the prices on some of these calm down, or I'm going to have to sell my collection of rare seeds I've been putting together in case of a nuclear winter, dude. Anyways, take care of your mothers, all right? It's going to be Father's Day soon. Take care of your fathers too, dude. Give them a hug. Take care of your dog or whatever pet you've adopted. You're a good dude. Thanks for adopting that pet, dude. Snicky G, Better Commander, signing off.